Hi, my name's Joe Sweeney. I'm allegedly the biological father of Sam Sweeney, date of birth 13/12/91. Today's Thursday, 27th of May 2021, and it's 1:45 in the afternoon. Today we're going to discuss violence and Sam's use of violence, and I'm only specifically talking about Sam's use of violence here. I've made a complete list of all the times or circumstances or occasions that Sam cannot control his temper and therefore uses violence. And this list is it's a total list of all the times. And here is the list. It's blank. It's blank. Zero. There are none, no occasions ever where Sam cannot control his temper, violence, whatever. And I'll explain why in a second. You have to go to the reasons why. Why do people use violence? That's the first thing you have to look at. Now, the dictionary will define violence as the extreme use of force to intentionally stop people doing something or to make people do something, or likelihood result in damage to property. The only problem I have with that definition is extreme force. Any force to me is, if somebody does that, that's violence. It's not extreme, not brude, it's still violence, it's an assault. But the important bit to me in there is intent. Intent. When Sam uses violence, it is with intent. He's doing it to stop somebody doing something, or making them do something. We all do it. And this invariably evolves out of a situation where you ask Sam to do something or to stop doing something. And every single one of us, me, you, everybody, has the same reaction. So if you ask Sam to do something and it's in his interest, i.e., okay, Sam, get dressed, we're going to see Dad. Great, complies. No problem at all. Anything that is in his interest. Okay, Sam's got to the shop and gets X, but as long as he wants X, fine. So there's no problem with that. The problem comes when you ask him to do something he doesn't want to do, or ask him to stop doing something he's doing, and the response is the same with everybody on the planet. It starts off with a mildest form of dissent to and then knocking things over, and then picking things up and throwing things and attempting to use violence or actually using violence. And it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum from to extreme violence. Sam can do this trip in 5 minutes or 3 seconds, from to extreme violence. So if intent's involved, you have to say, what's the purpose of it? Why would you use that? Why? It's just a tool for Sam. It doesn't. Sam's not empathetic to you suffering physical injury. It just gets him what he wants. And why would he believe that? Because it's worked so bloody well for him for the last, all his life basically. He's asked to do something or not to do something, whichever way you look at it. Let's assume he doesn't want to. He'd start off with the minimal to the maximum hands-on. And when I say violence, I'm talking about in the bad old days, biting you, literally stabbing, literally, lashing out with something rather than actually intentionally stabbing, but still with the intention of getting that person to not make them or stop them doing what he wants to do. And it's worked in the past. It's perfect. It's great. It's terrific. He's proved himself hundreds of thousands of times, over 100,000 times. It works. Except when I suddenly realised that this is exactly what he did, and this, I haven't concluded that he can control his violence overnight, or saw him do something once and concluded that. This has been 25 years of monitoring it on a daily basis. He's doing that. It's obvious what he's doing. You can see what he's doing. What's the intent? What's behind it? Is he doing it for this reason or that reason? We've come to a conclusion in the past. Absolutely convinced that he's doing it for this particular reason. Only to transpire it wasn't. So when I say he can control himself under any situation, he can. I could give you 100. I'm quite happy to give you hundreds of examples. But one example, for example. Yeah. I turned up at one of his schools he was at. They were really glad to see me, and I, what's wrong? And they said, oh, he's having a breakdown. He's lost the plots, kind of things. Whoa. Go in the room, and he's surrounded by 5 teachers. Literally, it's a semicircle, all about 4 or 5 feet away from him. And I said, what the hell's going on? They said, oh, he's had a breakdown or something. He's gone mental. He's ridiculously violent. And it's like, no, not really. So I said, come on, Sam, let's go home. Extended my hand. He said, oh, don't do that. He'll hurt you. No, he won't hurt me. And now he's stuck with this scenario where Sam's been violent to these 4 or 5 people, however many there were, I don't know. Can't remember, about 5. And now he's stuck. So he grabs my hand and he stuck my hand in his mouth. And he was in such a rage, it's hard to portray how crazy he appeared. His eyes were bulging, really bulging. He was shaking with rage. As he put my fingers in his mouth, I could feel his teeth on my fingers shaking, literally shaking with rage. And everyone's going, oh, he's going to hurt you, he's going to hurt you. No. I said, go on then, bite me, if you want, bite me. And he stared at me, and his eye, what I'm trying to say to you is that if that was me, I would have bitten that person's fingers off. I wouldn't have thought twice. It wouldn't occur to me to stop. I would have just bitten them off. And he didn't. And I know he wouldn't. Because I can take the good things away, the few good things he had in his life. And why would he risk that? So he stopped like dead. Like, okay, let's go. And they all just turn around and look at each other. What the hell's going on there? That's one. There's hundreds. I'm just please don't think, oh, that one time that happened, you conclude that. It's not. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. The whole point of the lesson, if lesson's the appropriate word to use there, is why. Why did he not hurt me? Because there's a threat. I didn't go in and say, if you do that, you're going to lose that. But it's implied threat over time, where I've said, Sam, this is wrong. If you do that, you're going to lose this. Whatever this is, it's a tiny thing to a big thing, it doesn't matter. But there's a consequence to your actions. With me, he knows there's a consequence to his actions, as long as he knows what his actions are and he's in control of what he's doing. And we've had to prove that over many, many times. So he's now stuck with someone who says, if you do that, I've told you before not to do that, and you've done it, then there's a price to pay. There's the price. Every time you have to do it, otherwise if you back down, he's back on again. He's backing down. I'll go on full strength. But from how Sam's evolved with a horrendous upbringing, the first 5 years of his life was, for 5.5 years, it was a nightmare. And I'm more than happy to discuss with anyone what happened. Not for my part, but really bad things happened on a daily basis. Many times on a daily basis for 5 years. I don't blame Sam for the way he is at all now. I'd be exactly the same if I went through what he went through. And, suffering so much violence was just, violence was received by his mother because she wanted him to do what she wanted him to do. So there's a lesson. Oh, okay, so that's what you do. When you want people to do something, I do it. Oh, okay, I'll use violence. And it's got him everything he wants in his life. Except when he came up against me, they said, no, you can do it. And don't get me wrong, look, for 3 years, he was a kid then, he's 6, 7, 8. This is a kid that was inflicting violence on me, and big time, scratching, punching, biting, stabbing, for 3 years. I never hit him. I used to literally have him sitting on my lap with his arms like this, restricting, because it's a minimum I do is restrict him, just saying, it's okay, Sam, I know, it's just calm down. That went on for like 3 years, over 1,000 days. And then one day, he literally just, from being really violent, just like all his life and his body went. Unfortunately, I've held dead kids, unfortunately. I know what they feel like. And I thought he died. I really thought he died. I thought he'd had a heart attack or something like that. And then he got up and walked away. I said, "Sorry, Dad." And I was like, "What the?" And it was a breakthrough. It was, he realised for 3 years on a daily basis, once, 10, 15 times a day, he'd use the violence to get his own way, and he wasn't getting him anywhere. And he gave up. He just gave up. He's like, I can't win. I can't win. I've tried 3 years. For Christ's sake, this is going to go on forever. And that's how the breakthrough occurred. But that left him in no doubt that, you know, when I say it, I was going to do something, I do it. Does it mean I slip up and don't? Yes, of course I do. I make mistakes. I've been doing it for 25 years. Of course I make mistakes. But as minimal as possible. Now, the problem with everyone else is you've got to jump the fence with him. You've got to jump that wall he had to build to protect himself. Once you're out there, he doesn't want you in his life. So in order to get him to stop his violence, you're going to have to sanction him. I say punish. People say you can't use the word punish. It's awful. I don't care. Punish. You're punishing yourself. If you do that, you're going to lose that. What have you got that's worth it? Sam, if you do that, you're going to not watch TV. Doesn't want to watch it. If you do that, you won't use your iPad. No, I can wait. There's almost nothing you've got that means anything to Sam. Unfortunately, tragically, sadly, very few things mean anything to Sam or that he really looks forward to or likes. Now, at the moment, not being egotistical, the main thing he needs to hang on to in his sad little life is seeing me. Reasons are irrelevant. He feels safe with me because he knows I'm not 100% consistent. No one is. I like to think I'm high 90%, but that's an opinion, that's subjective. So the ultimate, and I do mean the ultimate sanction, is if you do that, you won't see Dad. Okay. But you have to use it absolutely sparingly. It should only be used in an imminently violent situation because we've got rid of it. When he went to Church Road, he was violence free, right? I can't stress that enough. It took us so long to get there, and all what I'm saying now was told at the time, and we were reassured that would continue. It didn't. We are where we are. But now the problem the care staff have got now is he has used violence on them, and I'm only finding out recently just how many times when I say violence, like grabbed the arm and stuff. Never shouldn't even think about it, but he's done it and he's got away with it, which empowers him to use it again. So it will get worse and worse, guaranteed to get worse and worse. So the carer, every time they're on a shift or whatever, or spend any time, not a shift, they have to in their mind have the next time Sam's going to see Dad. So today's actually Thursday, so it'll be tonight. So this morning, if he went before he actually hits, you say, Dad tonight? No Dad tonight? He'll understand that. Believe me, he'll understand that. He's got two options. He'll think, you don't mean it because you've never said it before, and in the past, my interaction with you makes me believe you don't keep your word. So I so want the feeling of in control. I'm gonna roll the dice at this, and he grabs you like that. That's it. Bang. No Dad tonight. No ifs. No buts. No. One more time. No. Oh, did he quite understand? No. Done. And immediately you say that you have to have the next one ready, which is Saturday. He sees me on Saturdays. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday at the moment. That's the pattern at the moment. Because then, once he's done that and you've taken that away, you've really hacked him off. You've taken away one of the very few things in his life that make it significant to him for whatever reasons he deems it significant. Now you're a huge threat. Now you are a huge threat. He's got to think, did you mean that? Because in the past, people have said things and I've done it again and then they back down again. He might run the risk of doing it again. He might. When he does it again, seeing Dad Saturdays out the window, and now there's no way he's going to go for 3. There's no way he's going to do 3. No way. Now, whoever that carer is has taken that 1, certainly 2. If he runs to 2, it would certainly be true. He will never, ever, 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 ever be violent or put hands on to that person again. Never. because he knows it. If I do that, I'm going to lose something that I like. Why would I? Why would I? No, I won't do it. But the problem then comes is that all the carers have to do the same thing. Now, hopefully, Sam will build up an idea, and he has yet to realise that there's a collective commonality to everybody, that most people have got the same ideas on, like, violence is not a good idea. Some people have got the idea, generally got the idea that violence is a good thing. They're weird. But anyway. So he comes to the conclusion, any carer that is involved in my life will say the same thing. So he won't run the risk of the first time round of losing something. He'll just think, oh, maybe they will keep their word. But there will be times, and he will keep trying it. It's not an instant, instant thing. He will keep trying it with other carers. But as each carer does it, they're winning the battle. They're winning the battle. They're winning the battle. So he knows whatever happens, like whatever the carer says to him, never use violence. In Sam's hand, whatever I do, I mustn't use violence, and he won't. No matter how much provocation you give him, no matter, he will not do it. It is that simple. But you have to have in your mind every time you meet Sam, what's the next thing of significant takeaway? Dad, it's on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever the next one is. And you have to have it constantly in your mind, because it's all a split second stuff. It's all a split second stuff. You can subsequently say, if he does it, and you haven't been quick enough to say, right, no Dad on Saturday, or whatever it's going to be, you can say, right, no hurting, that's bye-bye Dad. Because every single time, you ask all the carers, every single time Sam leaves this house, he turns to me, always, and says, hurting's bye-bye Dad, and I say, yes. Hitting's bye-bye Dad, and I say, yes. So I've just promised him, hurting and hitting, it means he's not going to see me for at one time. If he goes to where he lives, and the person says, doesn't do anything, Sam grabs their arm, and he didn't mean it, or whatever, you've just proved me a liar, because I've just told him if he hurts anybody, he won't see me. You've just said, Dad, by the way, Sam, your dad's a liar. You haven't, of course you haven't said those words, but his understanding will be, my dad's a liar again. So what else has he lied about? And we go around in circles. For 25 years we've gone round circles, round in circles, round in circles. We know how to break out. We've known for 14 years how to break out. But it's having all the people on board to work in the same direction. People have off days and bad days. I understand. We have to be pragmatic, but that's the number one. That's the violence would stop him doing anything, interacting, getting the public. I mean, all sorts, and that we've got rid of, and it's back. I don't know if you can understand the frustration, how that feels when I say it's easy. It's not easy, but you have to. It's just a way of dealing with it. Okay, I've got Sam. Oh yeah, when's the next time he's seeing his dad? Oh, okay, because it might change. Next week I might say, we've changed it, by the way, I'm there. He sees me Wednesday, Friday, not Tuesday, Thursday. So be accurate and just say, yeah, okay, I've got it. You only need two, because if you take away one and you take away the second, you just go, okay, right, and just leave, just go, right, forget it. Because it is panic, because they think you mean goodbye for Dad forever. So I think you're limited too. I mean, I can't imagine something's wrong somewhere if you've taken away two of those 2 visits and it's continuing, something way beyond normal is happening, because he's never ever done it so far. But that's how to deal with the violence. That's it. There could be 1,000 ways that work. We know one that works. This is the way that works. Eventually, in time, there'll be things that he likes that an alternative. No swimming tomorrow or something like that. But that's just pure violence, not getting to do what you want, because that's another little video. But this is just the grabbing, any violence. Everyone has violence. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And it's achievable. We've done it. We've proven it. Anyway, anytime anyone has any problems, I'm so contactable. Ring me, phone me, text me, whatever it takes. Ask me any question you like. I will tell you the answers. I'll tell you the truth. Don't be scared of asking me a question. There's no way I think any question you ask me is a stupid question or a dumb question or ever. I respect what you're trying to do for my son, and thanks a lot for your help. It's to help him. It's all about helping him, and by not sanctioning him, punishing him, whatever you want to call it, you're really not helping. You're just condoning it. You're telling him it's okay to do these things, which I know you're not. Anyway, thanks for listening, and please bear this in mind. This is a really important video for you to get your head around. Anyway, thanks a lot. Bye for now. Bye.